Good morning, world. This is the Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Today is February 6, 2026. The weather. Currently, it is 28 and feels like 19. There's an 11-mile-an-hour wind, and the high today will be 36. We also have a weather advisory here in Lexington, Kentucky, on the east coast of the United States, from Friday 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until Friday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Snow possible after 11 a.m., accumulation of less than 1 inch. So it's a little bit after 7:30. The sun is just breaking out, coming up. And here we are on Friday in February. For those of you that may have missed it, although I don't know how, the biggest thing is the weather. And when this round of weather started, winter being as it is, there were 30 states that were in a winter weather advisory for snow and were affected accordingly. After a few days, most recently I saw that 8 states could still expect more snow, and most recently 3. During the course of Mother Nature having her way, I've learned some things. Here in Kentucky and probably elsewhere, weather-related deaths. The National Weather Service, and I give them credit for trying to be ahead of things, had put out a warning that under the conditions that were expected and we were experiencing, that 2 hours of exposure could prove fatal. So with a combination of snow, freezing rain, and ice, I also learned that a 1/4 inch of ice on power lines is equal to 200 pounds. So for those of you that experience power outages and may still be having to deal with no power, that is an effect of winter weather. And here in Lexington, Kentucky, what was formerly known as the snow plan has been changed to the snow and ice plan for future reference. Digging out. This is considered to be the southeast Kentucky. Places further north where I'm originally from, like Pennsylvania, it's kind of common experience to get feet of snow during the winter season. But just speaking, since I've been here in Kentucky, where I used to live was a combination of residential neighborhood, businesses, and schools. And I lived on what was considered to be a side street. So the few winters that we had that were severe, I would have to walk out to the main street to be able to assess or see what the main thoroughfare looked like as far as being passable is concerned. So comments have been made about streets not being cleared and maybe there was any preferential treatment. And I will say this, amongst the streets that were cleared, one of them was a street that the mayor of Lexington used to live on. But we have to understand that government officials do have to get to work in order to tell us what we need to be able to do to get through whatever the conditions are that we are experiencing. So no big deal on that. But people do have a feeling, and it's just a common human reaction to say they should clear these streets. Okay, fair enough. So let's just look at expenses. And in fairness to the city, you know, I have a view of the street from my home, and I've seen bobcats going down the street. I've seen pickup trucks loaded with salt and some type of plow on the front of it. So, I mean, this is like maybe 4 bobcats and 6 pickup trucks all in a line coming down the street. So it's not that the effort has not been there. But cost, parking lots, businesses, not the large ones, but say just a regular small one. The price for bobcat service in removing snow is from $100 to $150 with a minimum per hour, with a minimum of 2 hours. And there are additional fees if there are obstacles or like little islands in the parking lot that have to be moved around and things of this nature. And the advice that if the temperature is below 35, to leave a faucet dripping and cabinet door open. And it has not been much above 35 in several days. Bus service. A few days here, the city bus did have the snow plan, which again means they do not go on side streets but main thoroughfares. But even that, and we were warned or advised that once the snow stopped and the snow plows came through and pushed the snow off the street, that it would be accumulating on the side or up on the sidewalk. And that has proved to be so true. Snow and ice is still on the sidewalks, but now you have this barrier of snow that you have to climb over to get on the bus or to get off of the bus, and there's really no clear area where you can step up or off without coming in contact with snow or ice. So, warm weather, we're hoping it will start picking up soon. But since there were 30 states involved, mostly on the eastern seaboard and over, Florida, one of the most southern states, has experienced 30-degree weather. I know that probably was a shock for them. And with Kentucky, with its 120 counties and usually mild weather, is a good example of geographical diversity. Everything from back in the holler to down by the creek and up on the mountain is a part of the Kentucky experience. Excuse me. So, what do you do when you're stuck inside because of the weather with time on your hands? Spring cleaning. An early start couldn't hurt, with 6 more weeks of winter, according to Piscataway Field, which spring is due on March 20th, 2026. So wherever you're at in your digging out of the weather with those states that were affected, by all means, please be safe. I don't want to say a whole lot about our current President Donald Trump, but with this much time away from regular activities, some thoughts have crossed my mind. First, and this is just my thinking, take his name off the front of the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and put it on a room inside. Maybe the performers will once again return to that venue. Next, instead of the ballroom he has planned for the White House, rebuild the East Wing, and restore the grounds. Which brings us to the Grammys. Billie Eilish's comment, "No one is illegal on stolen land," kind of took wings of its own, and also brought a response from the Tonga, Tongva tribe, about her $14 million mansion being built on their land. And this could be taken two ways. I'm not sure if that's a put down or confirmation, because a couple of years ago, when stories were in the media about missing Indian women, I learned that there are over 500 Indian tribes. So it would probably be hard to find a house that wasn't built on Indian land. Well, that about covers what I wanted to bring to your attention today. So back to one of my favorite topics, martial arts. You'll probably notice an increase in advertising for Tai Chi classes. If you keep in mind that performing Tai Chi is for improving your health, you should be okay. But I would like to mention a local school, as in Kentucky, Louisville area. It's a MMA school, mixed martial arts, that has been visited by none other than Michael Jai White, Hollywood actor, starred in everything from Swarm to action movies, and I think he has one that's due out or it's already recently came out. Oh yes, Trouble Man. So there's a video of him visiting the school and making some comments. So they offer responses to unsafe conditions for both children and adults, which is kind of suitable for the way society is today. The person instructing in the videos that have been posted, and I hope I have the name right, Sabata, and he has a little catchphrase he uses when he's giving instructions and demonstrating techniques. He asks his students a question. Does that make sense? This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. Hashtag